Quotes from the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Habit is the intersection of knowledge, skill, and desire. Knowledge is the theoretical paradigm, the what to do and the why. Skill is the how to do, and desire is the motivation, the want to do. In order to make something a habit in our lives, we have to have all three. Effective people are not problem-minded, they're opportunity-minded. They feed opportunities and starve problems. There is no effectiveness without discipline, and there is no discipline without character. If I really want to improve my situation, I can work on the one thing over which I have control, myself. Be patient with yourself. Self-growth is tender, it's holy ground. There's no greater investment. Courage isn't absence of fear, it is the awareness that something else is important. If our feelings control our actions, it is because we have abdicated our responsibility and empowered them to do so. If you want small changes in your life, work on your attitude. But if you want big and primary changes, work on your paradigm. Ineffective people live, day after day, with unused potential. Leadership is communicating others' worth and potential so clearly that they are inspired to see it in themselves. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply. Trust is the glue of life. It's the most essential ingredient in effective communication. It's the foundational principle that holds all relationships. When the trust account is high, communication is easy, instant, and effective. There's no better way to inform and expand your mind on a regular basis than to get into the habit of reading good literature. The ability to subordinate an impulse to a value is the essence of the proactive person. People who end up with the good jobs are the proactive ones who are solutions to problems, not problems themselves. Who sees the initiative to do whatever is necessary, consistent with correct principles, to get the job done. Things which matter most must never be at the mercy of things which matter least. To learn and not to do is really not to learn. To know and not to do is really not to know. We are free to choose our actions based on our knowledge of correct principles, but we are not free to choose the consequences of those actions. Dependent people need others to get what they want. Independent people can get what they want through their own effort. Interdependent people combine their own efforts with the efforts of others to achieve their greatest success. Integrity is the value we place on ourselves. It's our ability to make and keep commitments to ourselves, to walk our talk. Abundance mentality flows out of a deep inner sense of personal worth and security. It is the paradigm that there is plenty out there and enough to spare for everybody. Peace of mind comes when your life is in harmony with true principles and values, and in no other way. Principles are independent of us. They operate regardless of our awareness of them, acceptance of them, liking of them, belief in them, or obeying of them. The most important work you will ever do is always ahead of you. It is never behind you. You should always be expanding and deepening your commitment to that work. Retirement is a false concept. You may retire from a job, but never retire from meaningful projects and contributions. Planning is one of the biggest keys to creating a successful future for yourself. The most successful people in the world have a daily, weekly, and monthly plan to achieve their goals. It's sometimes a painful process. It's a change that has to be motivated by a higher purpose, by the willingness to subordinate what you think you want now for what you want later. Treat a man as he is, and he will remain as he is. Treat a man as he can and should be, and he will become as he can and should be. The most important habit is the one you are having the most difficult time living. When I look back on my life nowadays, which I sometimes do, what strikes me most forcibly about it is that what seemed at the time most significant and seductive seems now most futile and absurd. Thanks watching. Health, happiness and peace for all.